And also she's kind of the first villain Disney ever had. So it's really that I grew up watching in the old animated movie. And it's not just like professionally enjoying working with them. You know, we treated this film with such honor to the original film, and you know, you need to respect the classic, and essentially this was the movie that really started Disney.
Okay, buckle up because we've got some piping hot tea spilling straight from the cursed cauldron that is Disney's live-action Snow White remake. Y'all, what started as a high-budget fairy tale turned into one of the biggest box office disasters in Hollywood history. And guess what? The drama behind the scenes is somehow even messier than what we saw on screen. Insiders are whispering loud and clear Gal Gadot is done playing nice. And who's she allegedly holding responsible for this multi-million-dollar catastrophe? None other than her co-star Rachel Zegler. Yep, Snow White herself. Now let's rewind to March 19th. Gal posted this cute little reel from Disneyland. She's all smiles, all sparkles, full of Disney magic vibes. But fans? Oh, they were not just admiring the carousel rides. Nope, they saw what Gal was really serving, the classic, joyful Disney essence. You know, the stuff that made us fall in love with the brand in the first place. No lectures, no rants, just wonder. And that's where the comparison started. Fans couldn't help but notice that while Gal stayed in her magical lane, Rachel turned the whole promo tour into a woke TED Talk. Girl couldn't finish a single interview without diving headfirst into political messaging. Meanwhile, Gal, the only time she even remotely got political was when she was sitting right next to Rachel, and you could see on her face she did not want to be there. Like seriously, check out this next moment.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true.
So critics didn't just come for the modern feminism lecture. It gets worse. They dragged the acting. Clips went viral showing both actresses, and let's just say people were asking if Disney had gone temporarily blind. One TikTok had a brutal side-by-side showing Rachel and Gal's performances, and fans were shook. They were like, how did a billion-dollar studio approve this? But hold on, because things were boiling behind the scenes too. Insiders claim Gal was actually devastated by the film's failure, like truly heartbroken. Apparently, she believes the entire cast and crew gave it their all, and everything crumbled because of one person's outbursts and ego. Yep. The whispers are getting louder. Gal might even be exploring legal action against Rachel. Sis is not playing.
Tell me, are you against me too? Are you? Yes or no?
And if you think Disney's just brushing this off, think again. The studio is so embarrassed they've actually delayed releasing Snow White on their own platform. Imagine spending hundreds of millions and then going, let's pretend this never happened.
Already has a legal team prepared to take action against Zegler after Gal claimed that Zegler's political issues with Gal behind the scenes indirectly caused Gadot to lose multiple movie roles in the industry after studios picked up on the drama and what was going on over at Disney.
Let's talk numbers. Cold, brutal numbers. Snow White got the boot from 1,210 theaters by its fourth weekend. It launched in about 3,750 theaters and plummeted fast. Gal eventually broke her silence, and honey, she didn't hold back. She said successful projects need professional co-stars and a competent team. Ouch. Fans instantly clocked that as a not-so-subtle jab at Rachel.
He's trying to delay the process of putting this movie on Disney Plus. They don't really want to put it on there immediately. They don't want it on there as early as May. So they are delaying that process quite significantly because they know once it goes on there, they're probably going to get round two of backlash related to this movie for those that were perhaps not willing to go ahead and see it in theaters and wanted to actually check it out on Disney Plus instead.
Gal also dropped another warning. When actors go too political, they risk alienating the very audience they're trying to entertain. Again, all signs point to Rachel.
The way I see it is if you want to have a successful project, then you need to have a very competent team, along with competent and well-behaved co-stars.
And y'all, this beef didn't just brew on set. It goes way deeper. See, Gal is proudly Israeli and even served in the IDF. She's been vocal about her support for Israel across interviews and social media. On the flip side, Rachel Zegler, loudly pro-Palestine. In 2024, she ended a post with "Always remember, free Palestine." Boom. That post exploded online and sent shockwaves waves through Disney. Sources say producer Mark Platt had to sit Rachel down privately to address the fallout. Then things took a darker turn. Gal began receiving death threats after Rachel's post went viral. Disney had to step in and beef up Gal's security. And yes, they paid for it out of their own pocket. After that, total false between Gal and Rachel. No communication. They skipped events. Gal even ditched the European premiere. Rachel showed up solo, and when they did appear together, like at the Oscars, fans said the energy was icier than Elsa's palace. According to quotes from El País, Gal thought Rachel's public whining about the film was unprofessional. And while they weren't exactly arch enemies, let's be real, they weren't friends either. People magazine even confirmed it. Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler have nothing in common and are not friends anymore, period. Between the political clash, the generational gap, and the completely opposite public personas during the press tour, it's no wonder their partnership imploded. But girl, that's not even the half of it. Behind the scenes, insiders said Rachel was a nightmare to work with. Words like bully and diva got tossed around. Crew members alleged she constantly tried to dominate conversations, even hijacking director calls. She reportedly wanted control over everything. In behind-the-scenes clips, fans noticed Rachel being cold and distant with the crew. She wasn't warm, she wasn't present, she seemed obsessed with her image instead of actually engaging with the people who made the film possible. Now, compare that to Gala smiling, laughing, taking selfies with fans. It's not hard to see who came across as the real-life Disney princess. And when it came to the actual character of Snow White, Rachel allegedly wanted a radical rebrand. According to leaks, she pushed hard for a version of Snow White that didn't need men, didn't fall in love, and didn't follow any classic Disney arc. She wanted Snow White to be the kind of woman who would watch her own movie in an empty theater. Well, spoiler alert, that's literally what happened. Rachel posted a now viral TikTok from inside an empty movie theater playing Snow White. She was the only person there. A real-life metaphor for how she isolated her fans.
You are promoting a film is when you begin to get very political. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants to see that. When you are an actress, that's your job. We are not politicians. We are here to act.
But what really made fans lose it? Rachel's attitude toward criticism. The second fans pushed back, Rachel snapped. She mocked people online, shut down any discussion, and called all criticism hate. Her exact words: "If you disagree with a sentiment, I don't need your business, thanks." Like, girl, really? Then when she saw the movie flopping, she did a complete 180. Cue the tears. She jumped on camera, crying and begging fans to go see her film because she worked so hard. Baby, the damage was done. Now let's talk about the future, and it's not looking bright for Miss Zegler. Snow White didn't just bomb, it nuked her credibility. Studios are now pulling back. Executives reportedly labeled her a high-risk liability. They don't want the political headaches, the unpredictable behavior, or the fan backlash. And here's the kicker: it's not just about this movie. Rachel's actions could have ripple effects across her entire career. She alienated the audience, she burned bridges with Disney, she lost allies in the industry, and meanwhile, Gal Gadot is standing tall, getting praise for staying classy, staying focused, and reminding everyone what true professionalism looks like.
Everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
So now the big question is, can Rachel Zegler bounce back from this? Or has she permanently written herself out of Hollywood's fairy tale? Because while Gal Gadot might be the evil queen on screen, off-screen, she just gave the world a masterclass in how to survive a sinking ship without letting the water touch your heels. This whole Snow White saga has turned into a warning sign flashing in big, bold letters across the industry. Let the actors act and leave the politics at the door. Let us know what you think. Was Gal right to call Rachel out in her own elegant way? Did Rachel go too far with the activism and alienate the audience? Should Disney stop casting political figures in movies meant for kids? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're featuring the juiciest ones in our next video. Thanks for watching, and baby, we'll see you next time with even more tea.